Hi everyone, I'm back with another story. This one is called 3 out of 3 and I wrote it in June 1984. It's hard not to compare one child to another. I try to be impartial, judging only on the individual's ability, but sometimes that's easier said than done. When Russell was invited for his preschool testing, I vowed to myself I'd sit back and not fall into the pit of comparison. So what if Robbie and Becky took the same test? Russell was his own person, and I was going to treat his testing as if he was our only child. My spirit was willing, but who was I kidding? Both Robbie and Becky saw the test as an adventure. They were more than willing to play with that nice lady at the school. Russell was not shy either. He made his old mom proud. Chalk one up for Russell. On one of the first chores Russell was asked to do was to use scissors. He cut a straight line perfectly. Another point for him. Robbie wasn't good with the scissors when he was 4. It wasn't that he was uncoordinated, it was just that he had never had one in his hands before. Our first child needed his parents to provide the tools for him, something I hadn't thought of. Russell, on the other hand, had 2 older kids who already had all the tools and usually left them all over the house, so he had the opportunity to practice before the test. Robbie, our first deprived child, he didn't have those tools. Another part of the test involved using a pencil and drawing simple forms. Russell was unsure of himself here. He held the pencil awkwardly, drew faint lines, and failed to draw arms on his stick person. Sorry, Russell, but no brass ring for you in the drawing category. Becky, on the other hand, drew up a storm when she had been tested. Circles, squares, rectangles, and triangles were nothing for our artist. And when it came time for stick figures, well, if I remember right, hers even had eyelashes. Now Becky shows her expertise by doing all Russell's drawings for him at home. Most of the test was a breeze for Russell. He knew all his colors, most of his letters, and could count to 10 and beyond. His point total was phenomenal, according to this mother. It didn't matter to me much how the teachers scored him. In the end of the test came the part I had all but forgotten, the object identification. Here all the children are given pictures of everyday objects which they have to name. Russell knew what a comb and a brush were, point. He also knew he didn't know what to call a fan. Instead, he says, well, that wind thing. Well, point for him, at least he knew what it did. Cups and glasses and chairs were all named. Points mounted up like crazy for Russell. Then came the reason why I had chosen to forget this particular test. A picture of an iron. Russell didn't know what it was. But he wasn't alone. Both Robbie and Becky had missed that object too. 3 out of 3 Manzke kids missed a question because here it's not an everyday object. It still isn't. I couldn't take away from their point totals for the iron, only from my own points. I just wonder what's going to happen when it's Rachel's turn to be tested. Maybe I'll take the opportunity to show her the thing before the test. Show her what an iron is. But would that be considered cheating? That's my story from 1984. I hope you enjoy the accounts of my children back then. Have a good day.